I am Sam Otten, and with me, as usual, is Jason Book. And in this video, we're going to be talking about Batman issue 43, which is part 3 of the Super Heavy storyline, where we've got Commissioner Gordon in the bat suit. And we now have Bruce Wayne coming back, and we actually get quite a bit of an explanation about how the Endgame kind of finished up and what happened to Bruce, and how it is that Bruce Wayne is back already, just 3 issues after the end of Endgame. So, pretty cool issue, if from my perspective. This wasn't an issue where a lot happened, but this was an issue where we found out some important things, we met some people, and I think it's going to set up an amazing concluding type of issues for Super Heavy. So what do you think of this one, Jason?
I really liked it. A lot of it, always the art and storytelling and writing is out of the park. These guys just do a great Batman, and I'd actually like to see them do another character like this someday because I think they just really get these characters. And especially other DC characters. So I liked where the story was going. I liked Mr. Bloom. I liked the characterization with Jim Gordon things. But the thing that I didn't love yet is how Bruce Wayne is really back already, and that there's kind of this weird fail-safe thing to bring back the Batman like memories and personality and all the training, and like it's almost like a way to reboot if they need to do it after making all these changes. And it's stuff like this, and the way they did that part with the Joker in the last storyline where he was almost immortal, it kind of takes away from it for me a bit. I know they're trying to do something really different with the characters, and I applaud the originality, but I just don't like this aspect of the story. But I'm digging the rest of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so with you, that when Alfred was introducing the machine that Bruce Wayne invented and he was trying to invent and perfect before the Endgame stuff.
Yeah.
I did not like the idea of that machine, and I breathed a little bit of a sigh of relief when Alfred said it's not complete, or Bruce was not able to get it fully functioning.
Yeah.
This machine that would like totally train up a new Batman or clone him and give him all of Bruce Wayne's memories and stuff.
Yeah.
Because for me, if I'm like, hey, man, if that's working, that's just a little far-fetched.
Sure.
So I was glad that it wasn't working yet, but they still obviously put it into the issue, so it's probably going to play a role in bringing Bruce Wayne back to be Batman later.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that they would have held that off because the whole memory wipe or his brain being, reformed, I thought was actually a kind of a cool story way to explore Bruce Wayne. And I thought the moments with Alfred talking about how, Batman died, but Bruce Wayne came back, and Alfred kind of like having this sort of sad joy to have Bruce Wayne like, oh, this is Bruce Wayne, and he can have a chance to live a life that's not marred by Batman and all the violence and all the risks and the danger and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
So story-wise, I thought that was actually a pretty cool way to have Bruce Wayne be alive, but to explore this whole kind of Bruce Wayne being separated from Batman. But I wish they hadn't brought that machine in so quickly.
It felt a little out of character for the story and Batman. I know you're not a Marvel guy, but there was a story a few years ago in Iron Man where Matt Fraction did something really cool with Tony Stark, where he knew that people were going to try and get his secrets, by knocking him unconscious, whatever, getting the memory from him, because his armor is like part of his body in this. So he did this thing where it wiped his memory clean completely, and he started back like from 5-10 years before. And it was like a little more interesting for Iron Man because in Marvel there were so many huge events going on that he had to come back and like relearn all this crazy stuff that happened. Whereas with Batman, it's kind of like, they're going to go back to him being Batman at some point, and it's so integral to the character, it just kind of takes me out of it a little bit.
Yeah, I would kind of wish that a few stories down the line, when they're going to make Bruce Wayne Batman again, I wish at that point they would bring in some sort of, mechanism that would make him be Batman again.
It's cool in a way just to see it story-wise, because there was a Batman story where it was set in the future, and like I can't remember what issue it was in, and this is what the machine was. There was a Batman every 27 years or something crazy like that, and they just kept coming up with new ones, and that was written by Scott Snyder as well.
But really, so other than that page, there was so much stuff in this issue that I really liked. So I like the exploring Bruce Wayne, and we have him with Miss Madison. I think that's going to be an interesting kind of thing to explore.
Nice touch.
We had Commissioner Gordon. He kind of trying to talk to Bruce, but then we get an action piece towards the end.
Yeah.
It's kind of there was not a lot of action in this issue, but there was the Shark Tank action scene, which I actually thought looked really good and was kind of a cool setting and a cool piece.
Yeah, it was very original and well done, hey?
So that was good too. Gordon is left in a very precarious position, so I'm really curious in the next issue how he's
Yeah.
going to get out of that or how that's going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mr. Bloom you mentioned, so we can talk a little bit about more of this character. So, kind of a creepy character. We don't get to know Mr. Bloom a lot here, but we do find out that he was behind these villains of the week, which actually I think if you go back to our first our review of issue 41, the start of this super heavy arc,
Yeah.
I think we were kind of right on the money about how something is creating these supervillains each week.
Yeah.
And so it looks like that is going to be an interesting payoff. That I thought was a really nice addition to that part of the storyline.
Yeah.
What are your other thoughts on Mr. Bloom as a character?
Well, I mean, comics are mainly a visual medium, and it's so many characters have been done so many different ways. It's really cool to see something refreshing. Just the design style is really creepy and weird with the flower over the face, and it's just a really simple kind of iconic image, and it works really well for Batman because creepy villains, Batman definitely has a lot in his rogues gallery. So I'm enjoying it. I like the mystery if we don't know who it is. Hopefully it's not somebody that we already know kind of in the Batman universe. That'd be weird to me. So I just think it's cool that in this Batman universe and in the DC universe, if Batman's not around, then criminals know they can step up and really kind of take advantage of this absence, even though there is a Batman per se. So it's kind of interesting to see what they're going to do with it. And I like the way they dealt with the Penguin in there as well. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, quite the showdown there between Mr. Bloom and the Penguin. Again, it was only a couple pages, but Snyder and Capullo are really good at getting a lot out of, just a page or two.
Yeah.
Just because the writing's so tight, and they seem to have a really good synergy together.
Yeah.
There's some good interviews that have come out recently with Snyder, and there was a video with Snyder and Capullo. I can link it here.
Cool.
But they were talking about the creation of this Mr. Bloom. I think it's going to be an original, just a completely new character.
No, that's good.
But Capullo said, he was not really sure how to make a flower look creepy, because flowers are so nice and sweet.
Yeah.
But they ended up working it out, and it is creepy, and we get a little sense of his powers, but this was really just a brief introduction to Mr. Bloom. I think we're going to learn a lot more about him.
Yeah.
But he seems pretty ruthless. He's got some powers. He was able to get, grow himself larger, so I'm wondering how that's going to work.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting, hey?
Yeah, so I think some cool stuff there. Clark Kent comes into this issue. So what were your thoughts about Alfred and Clark and their interactions?
Oh, right. You just have to refresh my memory quickly on that part. Was that where Alfred was talking to Clark Kent about that this machine could bring Bruce back? And Superman was kind of like, there's always a bit of Batman in there. He'll have an exit strategy.
Yeah, and Clark Kent's still just trying to wrap his head around, is Batman really gone, or what's going on? So Clark Kent could kind of be the one who is asking the questions, and then that gave Alfred an excuse to explain to Clark, but also to us, the readers, here's what happened after Endgame. Here's where I found Bruce.
Yeah.
And Alfred gets to open up about his emotions and how he's, feeling as he deals with Bruce Wayne coming back. And so, obviously, an emotional roller coaster of thinking he might be dead, thinking he is dead, getting there, finding out that he's woken up, and then finding out, oh, wow, there's this hope that maybe Bruce Wayne can live a happier life.
Yeah, I really like
Clark
that.
Kent was there, and I thought it was nice because those are kind of, two people that know both sides of Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
And have those personal connections, so I thought that was good to bring Clark in for that purpose.
Yeah, it's a nice touch, and, also having Superman there in a way, too, makes me kind of feel like they're like, okay, this means that there's got to be a way that he could become Batman again sometime, it just kind of had that vibe to it. But yeah, I really enjoyed the interaction between the characters. I've always enjoyed that. There's some one-shots I've had before where it was Robin and Superman with Batman not around, and putting Superman against other characters that they don't always team up with, makes for some good storytelling, because the supporting characters in the Batman mythos are just as strong as the supporting characters in the Superman as well.
Mm-hmm. So overall, this issue, I think it's a good one. I mean, I think this is like a linchpin issue to really set things off that are going to be intense and awesome in issues 4 and 5, for the story arc. Mm-hmm. Also, this is a really important issue if you're wondering what really happened in Endgame and how Bruce Wayne came back, because we get our Alfred kind of explaining that, so I thought that stuff was good.
That's right. So where's the Joker now?
Yeah. Still wondering how they might do that, how long they might wait before they bring him back.
That's right. Yeah.
So... but I'm looking forward to it. I thought they did a lot of things really well. So overall, I was pretty excited about it. I'm also excited to see what Duke is up to, because Duke actually goes and grabs the Mr. Bloom pill.
Yes.
I'm wondering what Duke's going to do with that pill. I wonder how Gordon's going to get out of his predicament, and I'm really looking forward to learning more about Mr. Bloom. So Snyder and Capullo, they're really continuing their run of really drawing me along, really high quality stuff.
Yep.
And another thing they said in their interview was that they really love working with each other and that they will go anywhere together. So they seem like they've really locked in creatively, where they get each other and they're really producing some high quality stuff.
Yeah. Now, when we really compare this to the Romita Superman and the Gene Yang Superman and the Jeff Johns Superman, I really would love to see these two guys together do a Superman book one day, because I think they could really make it work. They really just have that kind of synergy with their storytelling that I think they could take Superman and really do something cool and different with it as well.
Yeah, I mean, I would be excited for this pair, whatever they do next. But yeah, I think you're right. Superman has been looking to hit his stride, so this team, give him a shot. I know Snyder did the one with Jim Lee, Superman Unchained, which is pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
I think these two together, the art and him, and the fact that just seeing them interact together on that DC video, they seem like they're just really hitting their stride. So.
Well, I'd like to see Capullo do Superman because it has kind of a cartoony feel to it, but still realistic. I think that Superman could lend itself really well to that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So, all right, cool. Well, we definitely got to look forward to issue number 44.
Yeah, it should be really good.